Hello everybody to another tutorial. This time is about the this nice old Micro-NIKKOR 55mm 1 to 2.8. As you can see, here is an AIS, if you prefer. But it's a very nice shape, but the focus ring is not really to move. It's very tight, but it's not that hard to fix, because in this lens I've been into this just to check, but in this lens it's only the inner focus system, not the focus system out here. So we have to go into the lens, which is quite easy. We have 3 screws here that we need to take out, and then we are almost in. But we need some tools and the screwdriver, which is a cross head screw. It needs to be a Japan industry standard 00. You can use an YIS 0, but it's a bit too big. This is a modified, just a simple Phillips screwdriver, which I have filed the very sharp tip just with a needle file, and then take away the very sharp point, and it gets the screwdriver to fit absolutely perfect in the screw head. There's no, if I put it on, and this screw, those screws are really tight, not tired, but tight. So we need to put a bit force to unscrew it. Normally I use a Vera, which has a screw bit with a, this is also it is a modified by Vera, a modified tip, and the number is 851/4J, and it's a really good quality. This is not a normal screwdriver. It's actually a torch screwdriver to put the correct force Newton meter on. So the screw will fit, will be the screw in with the correct amount of force. So when I click it in, so that's it. It's set to something. I've set this to 0.3, which is okay for those small screws. So let's go ahead. Yeah, we need some tweezer, a good tweezer. We need I use a dentist tool, which is good to make marks when, for example, the helicoil is, when I unscrew the helicoil, and before, at the point where it gets off, I put a mark on, just to show I know exactly where to put it back in again. Then we need some lube. I prefer Triflow, which is a really good, I just put it in a small container. It's a good stuff with Teflon, and it works really good on those Nikon lenses. Then we need some thread lock, which is a blue. I could have used the purple one, but for this lens I use the blue one. It's not that hard, and it's not that hard, so it's easy to unscrew it with just standard small tools like this or this. So let's begin. We have to clean some helicoils. But first we need to take off the bayonet. And remember, I put the lens to infinity. That's my starting point. And I put the aperture to 8, which is, yeah, I could have put it to 2.8 or 32. It doesn't really matter. But let's set to 8, so we have a point to start. So it's easy to come into it. And with a magnetic screwdriver, it's quite easy to get the screw out. So, as you see. And that's it. And then we can take off the mount bayonet. See, the aperture pin that goes from here sit here, and it push against another pin here, so the aperture will move. So when I push here, it will move the aperture system. So that's it. Now there are 6 screws that we have to unscrew. The first 3 screws is this one, and this one here, and this one. See, the inner system, the focus, no, I mean the lens block is held in place by this screw, so we don't need to take this out. Only this screw here, this over here, and the last one here. And so we can take out the whole lens block. It can also sit very tight, but in this case it doesn't. Or I could use a better screwdriver. There's no need for something special, expensive tool. Oh, it comes here. That's it. And now remember how things were put together. Take some pictures or make a video so you have a kind of backup. But for now, the lens block we can actually take out. Just let it fall out. As you can see, we have to have the aperture with us. So which is down here. This it fits into this here. So this is why it's not so good to put it on something 2.8. So let's set it to something 16 or so. Because then the spring that puts the actually we have to go higher. See, it's not that easy. So we set it to 32, so it will stay in the correct position. So that's it. On the other end, there is a pin that goes into a notch here. You see, this pin, which is the that when you move the focus ring, it will pull this system, because there are two focus systems in this one. I mean, two helicoil system. The outer, which is go quite easy. So it's not the problem here. But this ring will push on this ring here and make the whole system to, if we push here, which is really tight, and then I can move, see, then I can move the inner focus system. And now, so we do actually not do anything with this one at this moment, maybe another time, but the inner, which is the most of the time is the problem for this 55mm. And it doesn't matter if it's the 1.2.8 or it's the 1 to 3.5. It's the same, almost the same system. But for now, we take off the aperture system, which is here. So, and that's 3 screws here. But before doing anything, we set a mark here. Scratch in the aluminium, so you know where this system has to sit. So, there are 3 screws, and we have to move this a bit because it's hidden behind here. This here. So take this out. Oop. And the next one, not this, this one. And the last one. Now, then we have to take out the then we will take out the aperture system, which is here. So, but it's not the problem. Now we have the system here, the inner, oh, I don't know exactly the right name, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, we have to measure how long this part is before we take it off. So this one is when the lens was set to infinity. We take the long here, it's easier. So from here and to the edge of the so well, it's about something. I wrote it down because I could remember. In this lens, and I guess it will be the same, almost the same in another lens of the same type. So this is without the aperture system. From here to here. So, and the lens is set to infinity, as we said before. Now, just to be sure, because I do not have any service manual on this one or repair manual, just to be sure the thing's set correct, I set a mark here where this little piece of brass sit, and I set a mark here and a mark here and here on the edge, because when the lens at this moment is everything is stable, but when I move this, and especially when I take this out, I'm lost if I just turn things. So we have to take this off, the little brass, sit with 2 screws. It can sit really tight. I'm tired. So the best thing is to move this a little, which is really hard, and just move it so you can get the screws off. Really tight. Because I need space to get the screws out here. And remember, it's a yes screwdriver. Because those two can sit really tight. And another good thing before, because it has to sit correct, so we just make a scratch here. Because this one has to sit correct, not the opposite. So I unscrew both of the screw. And take out this little piece of brass. So this is how it looks. It has to sit correct, not this. So now, then I move this back again to where it was. And I will just hold this so it will not move. And before, I actually set a small mark here, so I know where this part is. So I can move this back And then I can put, whoa, then I can put this back to the correct place. See, this is my starting point, and everything fits correct. And now I have to move this, the outer system is really tight. 1 3/4 counterclockwise. And this is why I go this way. It's really tight. See? I have to put really a lot of force in. That was one. That was one. And then we do a 3/4 more. And then I already put a marker on here, which is almost a 1/4. So when I go around here, and here's my mark. Then it's off here. Just to be sure. So we put it on again. That was 1. And a 3/4. Just to be sure that the length is correct. So we begin with this almost 31, 4.7. So I know where it has to sit when I put this on. So it's 31.48 millimeter. So I unscrew it. My start point is here. That was 1. And my off point is here, and it's a 3/4. Boom. Then it came off. You see, the loop here is really dry. Old loop. I don't know how old, but really old. So we have to take the, there's another helicoil in here, which we need to take off, and we need to measure again. This time it will be something around 22 point something 8. When it's it correct. See, the focus helicoil is something 32.8, no, 32.08. And this helicoil here, we have to unscrew clockwise 9.5 before it will be disassembled. So we do it again, but still counterclockwise. And this is really tight. My starting point is here, 2 marks, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and almost a half. So when it comes off, I already set a mark here, but it's almost 9.5 when the helicoil will get off. Remember. See? A lot of old loop. So I can actually do whatever I want to do with the helicoil. I know exactly where things have to put together, as you can see. And that's really important, because then you are lost. So now it's time for cleaning. And yeah, it's quite easy. I just use some lighter fluid. Other people may maybe use another solvent. The important thing is that all the old gummy lube is off. So that's it. Just need a small bath and a longer tweezer, which will make it a lot easier to put it down here. And let it stay there for just 5 minutes or so. Stinks a little. This one, we just need a piece of paper, and we need some, just to make it easier, we need some isopropyl alcohol, 99%. That is important. It will also do it as a solvent, a really good solvent for grease, old grease and so. So because I have a lens here and I do not want to disassemble it. I mean, I could take the front ring and unscrew those 3 screws here, but no. But a good piece of paper is quite a good. It will be really good, I think. And there's no need for take off any lens and do some complicated adjustment or other stuff. So now it's actually looked really good. And I mean, it's clean. And we could give it another go. Just for the, so it looks really, really good. Yeah. And the last thing is off. Looks good. So that's it. And then we need some to take out the other parts. It will be okay to stay just there for 5 minutes. Better take on a glove. So, and a lot of paper. And to help this to be cleaned even more better, just need a brush. A soft. And the inner system also needs some cleaning. So the only thing you need to know when disassemble this old lens is to put your mark the correct place. So it's not really a problem to work with. Really the old grease is really hardened and no, so we are almost there with this one. Then we take the inner. So it looks pretty good. Then this. So that's it. Really bad gloves. Now that's it. And then we just need to loop and then assemble. Wow, it will be great. This one. Yeah, that was it. Remember, this is a good inspiration for people who want to re-lube their lens, and it's not that hard. So, now time for loop. And then I will use tree flow, and just a thin layer. There's no need to overdo. A fine brush. This is really good. So I need to take this. Doesn't matter. Just this tree flow is a kind of sticky lube, so it will stay there. Not fool around in the lens. So that's it. And then I need my mark here, which I have here. And then we just need the click. So. And I have my mark here, so this is the first half revolution. So when I set it on, oh, sorry for being out of the frame, then I just put it on and go half revolution, and then go 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Here we are. Wow, great. He'll do the work. And then I just need to put the lens block. I could add some little, but not really much. So that's it. And I have my off point here. I set 2 dots, and there's my original starting point. But this one and this has to go in here, and then hit the thread, and then go 3/4 from here to here, and then another full revolution, and here we are again. That's it. Actually, that's the only thing. I need to relute this lens. So it's quite easy. So when putting back this brass piece of, I don't know the exact name for this, but it has to sit in here and catch the, oh, it's really alive, this lens. So that's it. And then the screws. But we need to unscrew it a little to get the screw holes. So I just, I have my starting point, and then I just move the brass ring a little, so I have more space to put the screws in. See? And then we need some thread lock just to set it really good. That's the amount you need, not really much. And then screw it back in. and the other one. And tighten it gently. That's it. And then put this back to the starting point here. And if some fragments come in here, we just need to blow a little. This one looks good. It can only sit in one place because, remember, I put a mark here and I put a mark here. So this goes just in here. No hair or dust. So that's it. And then the 3 screws, just a little thread lock. Put this aside and then screw in this and the last one. Gently tighten it. And the last one here. See, now we are back again from where I started. So it's just to put the full lens in the lens block, and then we are done. Set this to 32, which is the end here. So, and then set this to 32, and this focus ring is really good, really easy to move. Set it to infinity, the aperture ring to 32, and so we're almost there. This pin here has to go in here, this light. So you can see there, catch it, and then put the lens all the way in to the very end. This point has to go into the notch. There, if you can see it. And then we are almost there. It's come over. So you see, it can come over, so but you just to put it back in. And then we are almost there. Now, that's it. And the lens is smooth and easy to move. This screw, which is not a screw, is an adjustment thingy. But then we need to put the three small screws in and keep a finger here to hold it safely. There. And the rest of the screws. And so. here we are, almost, and then the mount. Remember this one, and this pin is going against the aperture here, which I talked about in the beginning. So just put it in, and the screw holes has to sit correct. Then we are almost there. And then I do use my and then so it's tight enough. So this beautiful nice old lens does actually work very good. Somebody might said, yeah, it should be a little more loose, and somebody else said, oh, it should be more tight. So, but this is really good. So that's it. That was it. Bye.